Welcome to GrassRoot Ohio, conversations with everyday people working on important issues here in Columbus and all around Ohio. I'm Carolyn Harding, and today I'm talking with Debera Diggs, Tiffany Sigler Rumbalski, and Maria Ramirez, Central Ohio Get Out the Vote advocates and activists. Debera Diggs humbly serves the City of Columbus residents, providing essential needs, necessary equipment every day to succeed. She believes voting is one tool individuals could and should use, and the people who make the rules do not live our lives. However, they make rules that govern our lives. What we tolerate, we encourage. So voting can, does, and will make a difference. Debera is a lifetime member of the Franklin County Democratic Women's Club, Southside Progressive, elected to represent Ward 3 on Central Committee for the Franklin County Democratic Party, and recently elected as third vice chair for the Franklin County Democratic Party. Welcome, Debera. Glad to have you.
Thank you for this opportunity.
Great.
Glad to be here.
Thank you. Maria Ramirez lives in Worthington and has been a member of Indivisible Ohio for the last 4 years. She is currently focused on helping people navigate the coming election. Her favorite voter registration moment was helping her then 17-year-old son register to vote. She represents Worthington Ward 2 in the Franklin County Democratic Party's Central Executive Committee and is a member of the Worthington Community Relations Commission. Welcome, Maria.
Thank you, Carolyn. I'm so happy to be here today.
Welcome to GrassRoot. And Tiffany Sigler Rumbalski is a Columbus activist and voter rights advocate. She is mom to Emma, who just started BGSU, Bowling Green, and will be voting mail-in absentee, and a mom to Paul, who just started high school and is not sure he ever wants to vote. She's a creator of Vinny Voter, her inflatable T-Rex, who also has his own Instagram account, and a monarch butterfly enthusiast. Welcome, all four of you.
Thank you.
You might as well take yourself off of mute and let's talk. The election of our lifetime is 8.5 weeks away, and you three have been very busy. Let's talk. What is it that you're focusing on for this election? Debera.
I'm sorry, you were going in and out. So again,
What are you focusing on for this coming November election, presidential?
my focus is to dig into the roots of the community, not just my community, but all over the city of Columbus, to get those disengaged, misinformed, and non-active voters or non-voters actively engaged in participating in the process by getting them registered, and if they would like to get an absentee ballot, helping them request the absentee ballot, and then following up with them to make sure that they receive that information in the mail as they should have. And then if they are wanting to have additional assistance, sitting down with them to help them understand and navigate through completing the absentee ballot, and then helping them to submit it, because you can't take it back for them, but making sure they know where it goes, they have the proper postage for it, they understand the process. But the biggest thing for me right now is actively getting individuals participating in the process and getting them to cast their vote for November.
How about you, Maria?
Something really similar to what Debera's talking about. I have been really trying to help people navigate this election, and things are a little bit different because of COVID-19. So trying to get people informed about the 3 different great ways of voting that we have. You know, we have 3 great options. We can vote by absentee, vote by mail, or we can vote early in Ohio, or vote on election day. And those are 3 great options. Trying to get people to formulate a plan. This year, it's incredibly important to plan ahead and know what you want to do. Also, I've been trying to connect people to volunteer resources. So I know that there are a lot of people who want to help, and there are lots of opportunities to help. So I've been trying to also help connect people who are eager to get out there and do some work to connect to the resources so they can work.
Excellent. How about you, Tiffany?
What they all said, but you know, taking different approaches. I'm trying to help people through my front yard and through social media to claim their power, to own this process, this voting process. And it's not as easy as it should be. So let's just put that out there. But we can do it. And I would like to help people do that and to oversee from planning how, well, first registering, planning how are they going to vote? Are they going to vote by mail? Are they going to vote early in person? Or are they going to show up on election day? And to own the entire process so they can track from registering to making their plan, to seeing it through, to seeing that their ballot is counted. I think once you do that, you take those steps, you are empowered to be a voter for the rest of your life. So this is the entry point to participate in our government. And frankly, that's the only thing that's going to help us, is if more of us participate.
Right. I mean, I've always kind of taken for granted. I've registered myself, and then I'd show up at, my polling station and, see that my name was there and I'd vote. But I live in a affluent suburb, and it's always been easy. But this year, with the shenanigans that are going on with the post office, and the importance of everyone showing up, I want to know what you personally, what your skill sets, why you do exactly what you do. Like Tiffany, you go online, you have your T-Rex. Tell me why that works for you. Let's start with you, Tiff.
Well, in my past life before having the kids, I was a teacher. And I also like to have fun because frankly, there's so many things that are going on that are so depressing that I like to make myself laugh, and I like to make everybody else laugh because we need it, right? Yes. So that's why we have the T-Rex here. This is Vinny. Vinny is, he sits by, or he stands by my voter box that has absentee applications and voter registration forms and just voting information in my front yard. He is there. His name is Vinny Voter. And he likes to give people accurate information to empower them to participate in this democratic process of voting. So I guess that's my skill set. I like to make people smile.
All right. How about you, Maria?
I am just really drawn to helping my community. I want people to be able to be engaged and to have their voices heard. And I think voting is an incredible way of doing that. And so I want to make sure that everybody has the opportunity to participate in this really important election, and not just this election, but I want people to become lifetime voters. I want people to be engaged in every election because that is our source of power, one of our sources of power. There are other things too, but I think it's a really important thing to do. So I just want to connect people to the resources. I want to help them vote and encourage them to continue to do that. And, I also, before I had my kids, I was teaching in the Department of Architecture at OSU. So I think there's something of that in me too. I like to, I'm a teacher at heart in many ways, so.
Excellent. And Deborah, you've been out getting out the vote for years. Tell us what about it feeds you and what your skills are in your work.
Skills. Well, I wouldn't even know where to begin with the skills part, but mine is different than the other ladies because of the community that I live in. So being an African-American, Black, colored person in the United States of America for the last 60 plus years, I've watched a number of individuals drop out of the process because they do not believe their vote counts. They do not believe that our voting has made a difference, even though there has been some strife. It's like playing Mother May I. We take steps forward and then we're pushed back. We are still fighting for things that should have been our God-given right according to the Constitution of the United States of America, which is not. We're still watching young men and young ladies and older people being killed by police, which should not be happening. Yes, there is crime in our community, but our communities are suffering and they're becoming gentrified. So I don't have the same answers as the other two ladies and as some others. There are people in my community that honestly have become disengaged and disenfranchised, and they just do not believe that voting is the answer to making things happen in our community. My skill would be that I'm in my community. I am here in my community, and I've been working with the Indivisibles and telling them, don't come to our homes trying to rearrange our furniture. Call us and talk to us, create relationships with us and work with us, because it's going to take more work than just putting the box in my front yard with voter registration forms in it. It's going to take more work saying go to early voting. It's going to take more than get your absentee ballot and complete it and submit it. It's going to take some work. I've been registering people to vote since, I won't say what year, that starting back in maybe the early 80s. And you'd see people and did you vote? Oh, I forgot. Oh, was that today? Oh, they should have said something out. We've just seen so many things happen. So mine is, as I said, getting the individuals that aren't going to vote, that don't want to vote, that don't think they can vote, that have no idea how to vote, that don't understand the process, helping them to navigate through this system and getting actively engaged and participating, and also helping them to understand that we need to be holding individuals accountable, whether they look like us or look like someone else. We need to be calling them out on the decisions, the legislation that they are creating, that we have to engage with. The pandemic has been a good example of all the lack of and what we do not have and how it's impacting communities. So, yes.
So Debera,
Just trying to really get it done. And,
I'm sorry. Were you finished?
oh, go ahead. Yes.
What I'm curious about is how can people reach out to help in your work? Is there a website or a group that is working together, or do you have an email that people can reach out to help do that hard work?
Well, every Friday at 4 o'clock, we're at 1135 East Livingston. It's the corner of Livingston and Wilson. I have been sending out text messages, invite anyone to come. We are trying to organize where we have people up and down Livingston, Parsons, Alum Creek, Main Street. We need the Invisibles and all the others who are willing to help register votes to locate the Central Committee ward people in the different wards that need to increase their voter participation. And let's just go out into the community. I don't want to go door to door, because one of the things we've been trying to discourage our elders is opening the door for people they do not know and engaging with conversations at your door with people you do not know, because people push in, they're checking out what you got in your house, things like that. But there's nothing to say we can't be at a strip mall or be at some corner stores or places and making sure people got their voter registration, making sure that they're current, making sure they got their absentee ballot. And if they want to go vote early vote, letting them know the dates and times that they can do that. Connecting them with people who are willing to give rides to the polls if they want to do that. Connecting them with their neighbors who are going to the polls and will be willing to carpool with them, and providing them with masks so that they can be safe while they're riding in the car, and sanitizer. It's about us coming together and working together, not one person, two people. We do not have a website, but Fridays, 1135 East Livingston, Mondays, Cleveland Avenue and 25th. You know, you can text me, email me. You can
What's your
reach out
email?
on Facebook. My
What's your-
email is M like in Mary, O like in Oscar, M like in Martin, M like in Michael, A like in Adam. It's mamadiggs@yahoo.com. It's
Okay.
MOMMA, mama, not MA. Diggs@yahoo.com. You can call me 614-598-2237. Invite me to come out, join together. There are volunteer opportunities all over. I will be placing them on my Facebook page. But don't just register people to vote. Create a relationship with them. Give them your name and your number. Tell them to call you. If they don't get their voter registration information, tell them to call you. If they don't get their absentee ballot in a timely manner, they will start sending them out. I do believe it's anytime after October the 6th, you should start seeing them in your mailboxes.
Okay.
And you
Let
can
me-
fill
let
them
me-
out and send them back.
Let me just cut in right there and we'll get more back to that. But this is GrassRoot Ohio. I'm Carolyn Harding. Today I'm talking with Debera Diggs, Maria Ramirez, and Tiffany Sigler Rumbalski. We're talking about getting out the vote, and we're all Central Ohio activists. And we've just been discussing tactics and how we can reach out to different kinds of people, because let's go into the whole COVID aspect. I mean, like Debera was saying, people aren't comfortable when you come up to them, and even if you have a mask, people are nervous. How are you dealing with the COVID situation, Maria?
Well, there are a few things that are happening. So I'm also doing what Tiffany's doing. I set up a box in front of my house to give out absentee ballot requests. And that has been, I did that during the primary. I had a cardboard box and I was going through my voter registration materials, and I happened to find 10 absentee ballot requests. So I thought, well, I'll share them with my neighbors. So I put them in a cardboard box, put them outside. They disappeared immediately. What I hadn't realized was that people don't own printers. People rely on the library. The libraries were closed. People rely on work printers. People were working from home. And so there was no access. And, you know, I'm in Worthington. There was no access here. And so I set up this box. By the end of the primary season, over 60 applications had been picked up in front of my house.
Awesome.
And so right now I set up a box again. So far, it's over 70 applications have been picked up at this point. It's been up there for just 3 weeks. So neighbors helping neighbors to negotiate the changes in our election, like the challenges, like it's hard to get those applications if you don't have access to a printer right away. You can call also to request one. The Secretary of State is sending them out now. So I just received mine through the mail there too. So there are options, but it's about people not being familiar. More people are voting this way than ever before. And so not everybody knows exactly how it works. And so people need that information. People need to learn. Voter registration efforts through Indivisible 12 are changing. You know, people used to go to big events. You'd hit the festivals. There was a lot of time spent on college campuses doing voter registration there. Those things weren't an option this year. And so some of the things that are happening right now is there's a lot of work at drive-through pickups. So whether they're school material pickups or school registration events, or food pickups, food pantries, different food giveaway events. And so Indivisil's gotten really good at putting teams together that are doing very safe voter registration in these events where cars are kind of moving through. And we need more volunteers. There are lots of opportunities right now, but we need more volunteers.
So Maria, give our folks where they can reach out if they want to volunteer.
Sure. So we actually have a sign up that is a great resource. Let me find it here. So I don't know, is it possible to share on the chat? What's the best way to do it?
Basically,
Or like the web page.
tell them which web page to go to.
Okay, let me find it. So
And
we have it's kind of a complicated sign up genius.
Okay, let's go on.
Yeah.
Find out where people can, even a website or a Facebook page that they can just go directly to. And Tiffany, why don't you tell us what you're doing with the COVID situation?
Well, right now I'm kind of changing gears into election protection. And a few things I want people to remember. First is, I don't know if you can see that, is 866 our vote. And I will be posting all of the information and sign-ups on Vinnie Voter's Instagram. And he's also on Twitter, Vinnie Voter is, so that people can have access to that information. But 866 our vote is the election protection hotline. Okay. We're looking for volunteers to join us with a few different types of election protection, and they can find that information at protectthevote.net.
Okay, excellent. What about League of Women Voters? What about Common Cause? These are two very engaged communities that know a lot about elections. Do you have something to say about that?
They are both under the bigger umbrella of Ohio Voter Rights Coalition.
Okay.
And they're joining forces and pooling resources so that together we can educate people about the voting process, but also protecting the vote itself. So those signups are pretty much going to be the same whether you go to Common Cause or League of Women Voters. It's all under Ohio Voter Rights Coalition, protectthevote.net. Oh, another thing is we're looking for election protection ambassadors. And there are people that just train for 15 minutes to educate others about the voting process. And they are right. Every one of us has a right to vote.
Okay, I'm going to make sure all these links and Deborah's email and phone number are on our Facebook Facebook page, which is GrassRoot Ohio. Maria, did you get that information? Did you get that website?
That website, actually, the link is already on the Facebook event page for GrassRoots. So it's one of the links on there. It actually explains this: if you want to volunteer to do voter registration through Indivisible 12, there's a link there.
Excellent. And Deborah, how are you dealing with the COVID situation with your focus?
I wear 2 masks, maintain my social distancing, and keep plenty of hand sanitizer and gloves around. And I'm listening to the ladies, and I don't mean this in disrespect. Everybody, like Maria said, does not have a printer. Everybody does not have internet at home. Like I said, I'm on a tablet. It's sitting on top of a laptop that's for my job with a hotspot next to it. And I do have a printer that's my job. We have to come out of these, everybody's on this social media. The individuals that you are reaching through the Ohio Rights Coalition for Common Cause and all those, to me, those are individuals who are already engaged. They're looking to be a part of the fight. Let's dig into the root of the individuals who don't believe there's a fight that they can be involved in, that no one's fighting for them. Those young people who are downtown protesting. We have individuals that can't go vote because they don't have a proper ID. They don't have a utility bill in their name. They don't have an address permanently. So they feel disengaged. And we keep talking about the people who are like us, who are capable and involved and have, these tools. Let's not forget about those individuals that do not, who this voting is even more important for them than for us.
Definitely. So I just wanted to go through the plan, the steps that folks can vote. They can vote. They can vote early by absentee voting, mail in. They can vote early in early voting. They can also vote, you know, day of election. Is there another one there? No? All right, we got them covered. So we have a tough time. We have a lot of people that are disengaged, a lot of people that are undecided, and a lot of people that are confused about how to do this. I mean, I registered early to do absentee vote, and then I got the letter from the Secretary of State saying I can register early. So I've already done it, and I still got the letter. So I sent it back again because I wasn't sure. And I had to go to the post office to get a stamp. You know, I can afford a stamp, but it makes it a little harder, right? So what is your word, like if you have 1 minute, what is your pitch to the people out listening? What do you want them to do? And how do you want to inspire them? Let's start with you, Maria.
My pitch is that this election is incredibly important, that a lot is on the line right now, and that it's important that we have 3 good ways of voting. And those 3 different ways, you just need to come up with a plan, and there could be support to help you navigate those 3 different ways. So there are resources out there, and there are people who are eager to help support you to navigate this election through those 3 different good ways of voting. There is not one better way. They're all equally good, different choices for different people. They're all great. Just vote.
Thank you. How about you, Tiffany?
Oh, I mean, I think that the other ladies speak for me, that this is our chance right now. And more of us have got to step up and do it. And it's just the beginning. And Deborah, I would love to join you on a Friday afternoon. So I'll connect with you to do that. Yeah. And I mean, it's time to think. I'm trying to think about the words, but people are making decisions for us. And they do need to be held accountable, because there are quite a few that are hurting our communities. And maybe not yours in particular, and if that's where you are, try to see outside your own bubble and self and see how people who have power, I mean, there's just no other way to say it. They're hurting our communities.
So get out the vote.
Yeah, and they need to be held accountable.
All right, we're running out of time, Tiff.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Don't worry. Is that it?
That's it.
Deborah,
Thank
you've
you.
got 30 seconds. Tell people what you want.
I want you to vote. I want you to vote. I want you to vote. I want to find someone that has a voter registration form, find someone that has an absentee form, find a way to get up to 1700 Moore Road, an early vote. If you're polls, if you know that your polling is going to be open, go vote. Vote, 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 vote. VOTE, that's what I want you to do.
All right.
Find me, find Invisible, find somebody and vote.
All right, everybody, check our Facebook page, GrassRoot Ohio. We'll make sure all this information is on it. Thanks so much for joining us today. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Carolyn. Bye-bye.